Welcome to Fire Room Live. We're going to talk about something every leader, every visionary, every entrepreneur, educator, or ministry leader and emerging professional must understand. Obedience unlocks purpose and growth. Many people want destiny, impact, influence, and success. But very few people want the process required to sustain it. We live in a culture that celebrates visibility, but often ignores development. Every person wants the crown. Few people want the cave. Ask Joseph about it. You might want to research that, but let's keep going. Everybody wants influence. Few people want the preparation. But lasting leadership is not built overnight. It is developed through obedience, discipline, growth, patience, and trust in the process. We're going to talk about why the process matters and how God uses it to shape leaders for purpose. Let's take a look at our a scripture that I think is really important. It says, if you be willing and obedient, you'll eat the good of the land. Notice something important here. This scripture does not begin with reward, it begins with willingness and obedience. Willingness is the posture of the heart, obedience is the action that follows. And many times people want the outcome without the process that prepares them for it. Another key scripture I want to share with you is, but let patience have her perfect work, that you might be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Patience is not passive. Patience is development under pressure. One of the greatest misconceptions about leadership is believing that purpose happens instantly. But throughout Scripture, we are consistently developing, watching leaders grow, and there's always this private positioning before exposing them publicly. Hmm. Let's think about it. Moses had the wilderness before leadership. Now, some of you may need to do some Bible research, and that's okay because I'm not going to get in detail, but I'm going to continue. David, who became king, hid in caves before kingship. Joseph experienced betrayal, slavery, and prison before becoming one of the most recognized leaders in the Bible. He was second only to the great Pharaoh, and his testimony is amazing. Read it. Esther, Queen Esther, endured preparation before she was actually the queen that lived in the palace. Now, think about it. Even Jesus experienced preparation before public ministry. Why? Because preparation protects purpose. Sometimes what feels like delay is actually development. And this applies beyond ministry in all aspects of leadership. As a young professional, you may graduate with talent, but still need emotional intelligence. An entrepreneur may have vision, but still need discipline to get it done. A leader may have gifting, but still need maturity. The process develops our capacity. That is why some seasons feel uncomfortable. Growth stretches you. Leadership exposes weaknesses. Responsibility reveals character. But hidden seasons often produce strong leaders. One of the main dangers of modern culture is that we often value appearance over substance. Now, we're seeing that all over the place. Social media rewards visibility, but God develops integrity. And sustainable leadership requires character. Character matters because talent alone cannot produce the strength that's needed to sustain pressure. Pressure reveals what preparation produced. Needless to say, as leaders, we're going to experience pressure. But in this process of preparation, we learn patience, discipline, humility, consistency, emotional resilience, and wisdom. Some people abandon this process too early because they think discomfort means failure. Have you ever felt that? I know I have. But sometimes closed doors are our protection, waiting seasons are our training, challenges are building endurance. And honestly, some of the greatest lessons in leadership happen in seasons nobody applauds. You learn how to remain faithful even when no one notices. You learn how to keep showing up without constant affirmation. You learn how to trust God when results are delayed. That is real leadership development. The next point, trusting God during growth. Have you heard the scripture, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not to thine own understanding? In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your paths. Leadership requires trust because there will be seasons where you do not fully understand what God is doing. You may feel overwhelmed. You may feel delayed. You may question whether progress is happening at all. But growth is often invisible before it becomes visible. Think about it. A seed grows underground before anyone sees the harvest. Some of you watching are growing underground. Your discipline is growing, your wisdom is growing, your resilience is growing, your faith is growing, and your leadership capacity is growing. Do not abandon the process simply because the results are not immediate. So let me give you five practical leadership principles today. Number 1, obedience builds consistency. Some daily discipline creates long-term success. Number 2, humility keeps leaders growing. The best leaders remain teachable. Number 3, the process builds capacity. Greater responsibility requires greater maturity. Number 4, patience protects purpose. Not only opportunity, the right opportunity. And lastly, number 5, character sustains influence. Talent may open the door, but integrity keeps them open. If you're in a difficult season right now, ask yourself this question: what is this season teaching me? This question can transform frustration into growth. Lastly, I want to encourage every leader watching: do not quit in the middle of your becoming. Do not allow frustration to make you abandon purpose. Do not compare your process to anyone else's timeline. Your process is not punishment. Your hidden season is not wasted. God is developing you for greater impact, and some of the greatest leaders are forged in seasons nobody sees. So I want to thank you for joining me this afternoon. If this message encourages you, share it with someone who may be in a season of growth, transition, or preparation. Remember, purpose unfolds through obedience, growth, and trust in the process. I'll see you next time in the Fire Room Live. Have a great afternoon.